Welcome to the Starting Monday podcast, the podcast for anyone who has a habit of delaying their health and fitness goals, who struggles to build consistency, or just doesn't know where to start. Have you ever said the phrase, "I'll start Monday"? If so, this is the podcast for you. Now, let's welcome the hosts, experienced personal trainers, and all-around good guys, Barry Stephen and Matthew Percival.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Starting Monday podcast with me and the lovely Barry Stephen. And today we're going to talk about underrated and overrated exercises. But we're going to start off, I'm going to ask you, Barry, what is your favourite gym song? What's your go-to?
Matthew, it's not overrated and underrated exercises. It's overrated and underrated things related to the gym.
Oh my God, he's correcting me off the podcast. Fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's been me. Enjoy your podcast with Barry. I'm leaving.
My favourite gym song, I'm going to go with Down With The Sickness.
Oh, is that your favourite gym song?
Yeah.
Disturbed?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I didn't see that coming from you. It's not a good song.
I know, it's a lot of people probably
He's got a fantastic voice. He's got a really talented guy.
You know your favourite gym song when you're going to do 1 rep maxes and heavy weights and, you know, lifetime PBs. You want the song to be something that is really motivating, that you like, that sort of like gets you going, and that's the song that gets me going.
For you, it's a staple. Till I Collapse by Eminem. I thought that'd be your go-to.
That as well. I love Eminem. Eminem.
He loves you, Eminem. If you're listening.
I'm sure he is.
He's a big fan.
I'm sure he is. No, I love Eminem songs as well for the gym. Brilliant. But
yeah, it's a staple, isn't it?
I would go with that one, I think.
Down With The Sickness.
What about you?
You know my favourite gym song. It's Nessun Dorma.
Pavarotti.
Yeah, it's got deep meanings with me. It was my granddad's favourite song, and I just like it. And it kind of it picks up. You know what I mean? It gives you like a feeling.
It does.
Pavarotti. You know?
I actually love that song as well.
We listened to it, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
To be fair though, I quite like chiller music. Mm-hmm. I've done your Disturbed, Down With The Sickness vibes, but someone screaming in my head sort of puts me off sometimes. So something a bit more chill. Yeah,
in the gym training, generally I would probably go for more chilled music, or I'm not really that bothered, to be honest with you.
Atrocious in the gym. I've been in here when you've
settle down. Come on,
dance 80s dance music.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with 90s dance?
Oh God, it's terrible. Anyway, we're going to get on to underrated, overrated, not exercises, Barry. No. Things to do with the gym. Mm-hmm. Okay, get it correct.
Right, you going to kick off, or do you want me?
Oh, you can start. Go on. Okay. Underrated, overrated. Go.
And the thing with this one as well, right? You cannot say we've rated.
You can't. You said no, guys. Barry said you can say rated. I said no, no. There's no sitting on the fence, either underrated or overrated, and we're gonna upset some people. Hopefully,
no, I doubt it. But if you're listening at home, I want you to have your own opinion and say underrated, overrated. Let us know as well.
Yeah, comment below. Hopefully
it's like a game, isn't it?
There'll be a clip on Instagram. Comment below it and say, I disagree.
Okay. Matthew, warm-ups.
This is easy, isn't it, Barry? Easy.
Is it?
Underrated, isn't it? So underrated. People should spend more time warming up. We all know we should as well. We're all rushing in. I got to squat, blah, blah, blah. I got to do this, got to do that. Take your time. Chill out. Go do a good warm-up. Get everything moving. Activations.
I don't disagree. I absolutely believe in a warm-up. 100%.
Annoy everyone.
No. Underrated. 100% underrated. Yeah. But there is some people that take hours to warm up, like it's some sort of magical thing.
Yeah, you can't over warm up. It's not common, though, is it? But like, you can't over warm up.
If you're not warmed up within 10-15 minutes, then you're not going to warm up.
10 minutes, that's it, done.
Yeah,
I get involved.
Yeah, but underrated.
Underrated, easy underrated. What about? I've got one for you. Cool downs, opposite.
Okay, overrated.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't see you saying that. I would agree. Overrated.
Do you think I was going to say underrated?
Yeah, I thought so.
Nah.
You're a guy who likes to look after himself, you know? Make sure everyone's doing the right thing. I don't cool down. When I'm done, I'm done.
When you say cool down, what do you mean? Like, do you remember the traditional cool downs? You've got to go onto a bit of CV machine and sit on it for 5 minutes.
After your last exercise, what do you do? Last set's done.
Chat.
Yeah. You don't do anything.
No, because we'll chat and walk about and put the weights away. That's
your
cooling
argument's
down.
Invalid. It doesn't matter if we're going on a treadmill doing a traditional cool down. We're not doing it. We're not doing anything. No. Some people stretch afterwards. Guys don't. I would say a lot of women tend to do like progressive stretching afterwards, which is smart because then you can improve mobility over time.
Do you know what? There's nothing wrong with doing a cool down, and if you want,
argument if you're doing cardio, you probably should bring your heart rate down slowly. Correct.
Yeah, if
you're running outside, you wouldn't immediately stop.
Yeah, if you're going to do 10 sprints like as part of your session, say like I don't know, some sort of interval training thing, yeah, you might want to cool down a little bit after it. Yeah. But generally,
we're not on the fence here.
We don't.
So what is it?
I'm going to say cool downs are overrated because I think a lot of people think that that's going to stop them getting injured or that's going to stop them getting soreness the next day or something like that. And in reality, that's not really what happens.
No, not at all. Completely agree.
Warm-ups are probably much more important to getting injured and how you're going to feel the next day. And also it affects your performance within the session, whereas the cool down doesn't really affect it. So I would say
completely
overrated. Agree. Right, Matthew, here's one. I'm really interested to know. Burpees.
I'm going underrated. I know you're going to go overrated. Right. See a burpee. I love a burpee. Not for me. Oh, God, they're horrible.
You've heard it here. Burpees are underrated.
If I'm planning a class, if anyone's listening from Energy who goes to my classes, they're going to know. If you plan a class, you're doing like a boot camp, and you want to get someone's heart rate up, get them doing burpees. 10 burpees, I bet you're gassed. You're doing them properly, they're hard work. Get your heart rate up. Easy.
I think I'd be a complete hypocrite if I say that burpees are overrated, considering that I use them in some of my classes.
Oh, it's coming out now.
And give them to people as well. But there is so many better exercises to do than a burpee.
Yeah, but to be fair, no one's coming into the gym and doing a burpee by choice. Someone's telling them to do it. Aren't they? No one's going, you know what, I might go to the gym today and do 100 burpees. No way.
But to be fair, it is one of those exercises where you're like, I think it's a filler, isn't it? You're just filling it.
But it's a great filler. It's a great filler. Get your heart rate up. Underrated.
That's one that I would put rated, but if you're saying...
No, you can't be on the fence, Barry.
You can't be on the fence. Purely for not being... overrated. That's it.
All right, cool. You said it. A good one next. Training until failure. What do you think about training until failure?
Well...
That's a hard one, to be fair, because I would say some people do. Some people don't train hard enough, and some people obviously train too hard. So if you weren't training hard enough, would training to failure probably be a bit more beneficial? I'd probably say yeah. But 100%. If you're training hard already and you're always training to failure, that's not good.
I'm going to say overrated because most of the time we should probably be training optimally. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's throwing the big words in, guys. Optimally.
And if that's your mentality, train to failure all the time, I probably will hinder your progress. But at the same sense, if your mentality is to work hard, it's going to see you go far. Do you know what I mean? So, and if you're never actually pushing the failure and know what your limits are, then you need to practice that.
I'd go overrated.
But I'm going to go overrated.
I'd go overrated. I feel like you don't need to make good progress in the gym. Because we're saying failure.
Failure. Stop one short. Yeah, one rep short.
Yeah, we're saying if you stop one rep short,
that's pretty hard work.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of gauge that, but that would be better in my opinion.
Yeah. And obviously, also there's a price to pay sometimes when you go to failure. You know what I mean? Your body's got to recover.
Well, so that's the recovery, and then the injury, etc. You can kind of get if you're trained till true failure, proper failure, gun to your head. I can't do one more rep. Just shoot me. That's hard. That's going to ruin you. You could get ruined on one set of squats, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. Right, cardio for weight loss.
Again, that's hard. It's hard. In my opinion, overrated. But again, if you're not doing anything else, that's a good thing, right? But overrated. I'm not going to discuss it too much. Overrated. Yeah,
I'd go overrated because managing your calories is a better option than using cardio for weight loss. What if that worked?
What if they started doing cardio for weight loss and they lost weight? And they lost all the weight they want to lose?
Of course.
And now you said it's overrated, they're not going to do it. It's all your fault, Barry.
It's all my fault. No, I'm not saying it. Obviously not good. I'm obviously not saying that
Barry.
Doesn't work.
You can't be on the fence. You say it's overrated. No, I would agree.
If you want to lose weight, I would initially focus on the calories that you're consuming.
100%. Yeah, completely agree.
Obviously training, adding in some cardio to help with the weight loss can be beneficial. But if it's your sole purpose, it's probably not going to see you in the long run.
Our next one's pretty hard, to be fair, because I've gone through 2 stages where I've done it and not done it, and I've been pretty good both times. So core work, underrated, overrated. What are you going for?
I would say underrated.
I would tend to agree with you. However, if you spoke to me about this, let's say 7-8 years ago, I'd have probably said overrated.
I think going to abs blast is massively overrated.
Yeah.
But I think introducing some core work into your warm-ups or at the end of your routine or just anywhere in your routine and just, learn how to brace properly.
I would agree.
Feel your stomach muscles. And you've
got loads of options, good options, right?
If you include in glutes as well as part of your core, I really think it's important that you do some isolated glute work. I think it can help injury prevention, and I'm not thinking that core work is there to give us a 6-pack or anything like that. I'm purely thinking it's there to help prevent injury.
But for example,
decrease pain, even if you're doing increase performance,
loads of deadlifts, for example, you're taking your back through loads of extension over and over and over again. You should probably do some sort of spinal flexion, so like a crunch, not like a crunch, like a standard crunch, but I do weighted crunches with the cable machine, doing some sort of crunch where you're able to contract the other muscles, the antagonists, to get them strong. Because otherwise you're going to end up with a very tight lower back, So I think, underrated, completely underrated.
Yeah, and I personally like to put in a few different core exercises at the start.
Well, you said there's options, right, as well. So you can do
because classic is do some core at the end, but
a couple leg raises.
A lot of people
But you have spinal flexion ones, you have bracing base ones, as you said. You've got planks, you've got pile-off presses, you've got wood chops,
anti-rotational movements.
Yeah, there's options non-stop. So
it can be quite good fun, and it's also probably quite good for beginners as well to do body, and it's easy to do bodyweight exercise. You can do it at home.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Massively underrated for the core work. Is it me asking you?
It's you asking me, and I don't like this one.
Okay, perfect form. And we're talking.
Don't like it.
We're talking.
People know me for
I'm really bad form.
I'm quite a stickler for getting people to. I like to teach people to lift as properly as possible, as well as possible.
Yeah, me too.
There's obviously a lot of free reign within what good form is and what works. You could argue spinal flexion for deadlifts is not a bad thing, because if you understand, you can keep a rigid spine, etc. You can keep your positioning when you're lifting. So perfect form isn't ideal, but then you're talking depth in a squat. I would say it is. So it's a hard one. Because ideally I would say perfect form is key, but then also, is it? I know a lot of people who lift. I know people who lift without perfect form who are way stronger than me.
Yeah, but you're talking perfect form. Let's say great form, right? I would say great form is underrated, but perfect form is maybe inch perfect. It's probably a little bit overrated. Always striving for that perfection. Maybe takes away a little bit from the intensity.
Perfect, yeah, you're right. The word perfect is probably bad in there. That's overrated.
There is times when you're training that bringing a little bit of momentum into your exercises can maybe help you a little bit. Some bodybuilding exercises, for example, not swinging the weights or anything like that's going to take away the tension from the muscles, but just adding that little bit of
But then you can also argue
momentum.
What is perfect form?
Yeah, what is
it for any movement? What is it? What range? It's what's working towards your range and what your abilities are, isn't it? So perfect doesn't really exist.
I am a stickler for good form, and if you are not lifting with
even
good
with
form,
that 130 bench press you did,
mate, exactly. That's not perfect form, is it? But that's.
Did you put the video on Instagram? Did you put it up?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, guys, go watch it. It's fantastic. To be fair, hats off to you. What a grind.
Good effort. Never give in.
Hideous rep.
Never give in.
Hideous. Never give in. He's turned himself into a motivational quote.
A rep's a rep. I think I maybe burst 3 blood vessels, but it was worth it.
Yeah, and tore.
So what are we saying? Perfect form, overrated?
Overrated. I'll go overrated as well.
But solid, great form, massively underrated. That wasn't the question.
If the word was great form, we'd say underrated.
Okay, right.
Oh, is it me now? Oh,
yeah.
God, it is me. Kettlebells. I quite like this one, actually. Kettlebells. Yeah, what do you think?
Underrated.
I would say underrated as well. I always think in like a parallel universe. You're in a gym, right? And there's just a rack of just kettlebells. And the dumbbells are stuffed in the corner. And they only go up to 18. There's one of each weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the rack, it's just like kettlebells up to 50 odd kilograms.
Yeah.
And everyone's using them.
I really like kettlebells because when I first started out as a trainer, I got into kettlebells quite early doors. So I learned how to use them. And, you know, I feel like they really helped me build some like foundational strength.
I think for like pulling exercises, they're really good.
Yeah.
Because the handle with the weight directly beneath it is perfect.
They're really versatile. They're
just
great.
Not enough of them,
they're great for a personal trainer to have as part of their arsenal because you can use them in the PT sessions, classes. We use them quite a lot. Not always standard kettlebell exercises as well. You know, your things like swings, cleans, snatches, that sort of stuff. But actually just using them for rows,
you can do lateral raises,
renegade rows,
yes, loads of
lateral raises.
I've done the lateral raises before. They're good. He's laughing at me. Guys, go try a seated lateral raise with some kettlebells. Crazy.
I'll try it. To be honest, my go-to is always the dumbbells, but like, you know, they are really quite a versatile bit of kit. Front-loaded squats, using them for farmers walks.
You've got quite really a good selection. To be fair, we do as well, but like a lot of gyms have like a couple, and that's it, right?
Yeah. Well,
it is a shame.
We use the competition ones, which are all the same. The reason I like them is because they're all the same size. So like
we use the competition ones. Oh, he's showing off now.
But the older style ones are good as well. The ones that are like the lighter ones are really small and the heavier ones are really big. The only thing I don't like about them is that the handles get thicker and thicker as they get bigger. So they get a lot harder to use because the handles are getting like too thick.
Yeah.
You know.
Barry, what a terrible excuse. Oh, the handles are quite thick. So.
Not for me, but for other people with small hands. People like you.
I've got medium-sized hands. I was going to say I've got massive hands. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
So kettlebell's underrated.
Underrated.
Okay. DOMS.
DOMS, as a delayed onset muscle soreness. Overrated. Big time overrated. See if I can progress my session. Like if I go up in weights and things like that and I progressed and I wake up the next day and I feel good, not sore, ideal.
But have you ever had a client train with you and you know
they want DOMS?
You're maybe working away with them really well and they're progressing nicely and you've got them to a really good stage and they've maybe went and done a session somewhere else or something and they've been like, oh my God, I was so sore after that session. It was the most amazing session ever. I haven't felt like that for a wee while with your training.
To be fair, in terms of like, no, I haven't had that. Not in a while. But to be fair, people go to classes, when they do a new class, go, oh my God, I was so sore for days afterwards. I'm like, well, it's because you've never done it before. Like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Or
so
you put a weight on.
I think people put, make their workouts only good if their DOMs are there type thing. Do you know what I mean? But DOMs are going to come and go. Like,
sometimes I get them just randomly. Like, it's so sore, and the next time I don't get any.
The more unfit you are, the more probably you are going to actually experience DOMs. Do you know what I mean? As you get stronger and more conditioned, that's not going to happen. If you start a new program and you introduce a new exercise, then they're going to creep in. Yeah. It's all down to what you're actually doing at the time, but it's not a good indicator of progress or how hard you're working. So overrated.
So the next one we've got is being lean all year round. Or having very low body fat.
I'm glad you read that one because I can't read it because you're shocking writing.
To be fair, you write them. Why are you slagging off my writing, guys?
Because you've been slagging off my spelling.
Your spelling is pretty bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
But I'm trying to help you improve. To be fair, you're helping me improve by slagging off my writing. Guys, and by the way, it's very legible. Very legible.
So what's that one say?
Low body fat year round.
Oh, low body fat all year round. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be better answering this one since I've got more experience in that department.
Yeah, go on. I used to be very lean back in the day. For people who knew me a long time ago, I used to be lean all the time. So, shut up, Barry.
I would say massive. Oh, it's overrated. 100% overrated.
I would say overrated.
Yeah, and it's unsustainable.
Well, to be fair, I would disagree. There are people who do maintain it, but like you're not going to make much progress. If you're aliens. I enjoy my. I like it. I like to go for a pint. Like when I was away, I pop into the pub. I have a pint. You know. Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great when you are lean for that period, or for the few days that you're super lean, or get the process of getting lean. I
saw a video recently of a guy. He's like in the gym and he's like working out. He's very lean. He's like, when I put my t-shirt on, I feel tiny, but when I take it off, I look amazing. And he's like, he bulks. He's like, when I'm bulking, I look great in my t-shirt. I take it off, I look terrible.
Well, when you are super lean, you really need to walk about with your top off
all the time.
Do you know what I mean? Because you look...
Guys, we're going to the beach,
You look terrible in your clothes, or at least I did. Yeah.
Fancy a sauna, guys. Any excuse. Every weekend, we've got to go somewhere where I can get my top off.
Yeah.
Overrated, big time.
Yeah, so don't feel bad if you're not lean all year round.
Yeah, we're not.
Absolutely.
Barry's pretty lean these days.
No,
he looks after himself better.
I'm not. I like the finer things in life as well.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic.
Glasses of wine here and there, you know.
Yeah.
Gin.
I knew he was going straight to the alcohol. Didn't even say I like a little croissant now and again. No.
I love a croissant.
I love a bottle of wine, a bottle of gin.
Well, I mentioned that I moved house, so I bought myself a present.
What'd you get?
It's a Perfect Serve beer draft thing. You know the thing I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
good for you.
I got it in the sale. I probably didn't need to spend the money that I spent on it. I'm not going to say how much I spent, but it's awesome.
£250.
Close.
Yeah,
they're around about there with a discount.
Oh my god, is it good?
And you got some kegs with that as well.
Is it good?
That's great. It keeps the beer at 3 degrees.
Well, we're looking forward to your party, your housewarming.
Well, I had it already.
Oh, fantastic, guys! I was invited.
And I'm only joking. I've not had it. You might get an invite. Who knows?
I'll think about coming.
Right, where are we?
Motivation.
I'm going to say underrated. No, sorry, I'm going to say overrated.
I'd go overrated as well.
Because...
comes and goes, guys. It comes and goes. It's a fleeting feeling.
Yeah.
So if you rely on it, it's just not good. And looking for it's never good. Just habit, getting in, grafting, that sort of stuff's great. But looking for motivation, overrated.
Self-discipline is what you really need, and not motivation. Self-discipline, underrated. Motivation, overrated.
You will get motivated, and that's great. But all the time, relying on it, overrated,
Yeah.
Go on, Barry.
Rest days.
Yeah, you can read the next one. Go on. Rest days. Underrated.
Yeah.
Massively underrated. People don't realise the importance of recovery and taking time off to not only get hungry for their next session. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, if I said, Barry, you can't train for 3 days, you'd be like, well, after 3 days, you'd be itching to get back in. And I bet that session would be fantastic because of that. So taking those rest days, whether it's 2 days a week, I take 2 days off a week, you take 3, don't you? So you take those couple of days a week can make a big difference.
I'm older,
your sessions, your mental health, things like that.
Yeah.
If you're constantly in the trenches, you're training 7 days a week, not good for you. Not good.
No, and I also think rest days are great, but also maybe rest weeks, taking the odd week throughout the year.
Yeah, that you don't train. You come back hungry, ready for it, right?
Yeah. Obviously, if you go on holiday, that's probably a good time to take a rest, or
I like that because it forces me to. People are like, I train on holiday. I'm like, no. We used to go on holiday and look for gyms and think about training. I don't look anymore. Don't look. Because I always found myself not enjoying myself on holiday as much because I was worrying about training or what gym I'm going to. No, don't care. Come back and I'm ready to go again. I'm really looking forward to it, So,
I would always train on holiday when I was younger. Always. So I would always look for a gym or go to the gym within the hotel or find somewhere local. But as you get kids, you're like, you don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
And you don't want...
Well, it takes like 2-3 hours out of your day, usually it's mental.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you have a massive goal in mind, then hats off to you. You know what I mean? Like, you've got something to achieve, then you can fire away into it.
No, but my mindset's different now. It's about going on holiday and switching off, enjoying yourself and relaxing and getting that recovery, like you said. So, yeah, rest days, recovery, underrated.
Underrated, yeah. Underrated.
but don't do them every day.
Yeah, don't rest days 7 days a week. Walking for weight loss. That's easy.
Easy
surely.
one.
That's an easy one. Underrated.
Yeah, underrated. And I don't think enough people focus on
general activity,
just stuff. Out the gym stuff.
Yeah. Underrated. Yeah, completely underrated. Because like people don't realize that the calorie burn you get from your general activity on a daily basis is like way more than you can do in an hour session.
Exactly.
Way more. It's your second highest calorie burn. So yeah, underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated.
So, yeah. What are we saying next?
Fat grips.
So we went from walking for weight loss to fat grips.
I love fat grips. I love them. We've actually got a set in the gym going about.
There was a couple of sets.
They were so big for so long. Yeah, everyone had them. Everyone had a fat grip. It's just 6 months.
It was a bit of an exercise fad, but you're saying you love them, right? So you're saying underrated.
No, I'm saying overrated.
Yeah, overrated. But the whole...
You love them. I've never used them once. I've got 12 sets in my car.
Different colours.
Depends on the day. Nah, I think they're overrated. But I think they have their place, but overrated. If I had to pick, overrated.
Yeah. Exercise challenges.
Yeah, this is to describe it. Barry's talking in terms of like, those squat challenges you see for like a month squat challenge or a month burpee challenge or a month, I don't know what, press up challenge.
This is a difficult one for me to answer.
This is hard.
Because
it was your idea, this one, and I even writing it down, I was like, oh God.
Because there's a couple of people have said to me recently, I'm doing 100 press ups every day. And I'm like, okay, I've yet to see you do one proper press up.
Yeah,
but you're doing 100 a day.
The form's never great, but it's progressive, and they're obviously working hard.
So it's overrated in the sense that I don't think these things get you results
in the long term.
Yeah, but
because no one after the month they never maintain them. You know what I mean? So like it goes.
But it's underrated in the sense that this is helping fuel people's motivation
to get them doing something,
and it's getting them moving, and it's getting them doing things, and it's getting them focused, and they're probably in a really good place.
It's overrated, though, isn't it? It's definitely overrated.
Overrated. Yeah,
that was a hard one. I feel like we've upset some people. If you're listening to an exercise challenge, keep going. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a bad way. Keep going.
I know.
But it's overrated.
Yeah. Using the right barbell.
Yeah.
Or getting a decent barbell in your gym, or like...
Yeah. I find it quite interesting, actually, because people who have started using like good barbells, like we've got a couple, and then they go to, like I say, a more commercialized gym, and they use the bars, they realize that it does make a difference, and it does make a big difference. Mm-hmm. I notice it. Like, for example, I remember using a commercial gym bar. I went with my friend to train somewhere. It was a while ago now, and I was pulling up about 160, and I couldn't hold onto the bar for the life of me. It was rolling out of my hands, not constant.
So you're blaming the tools.
I put blue roll in the bar, and it actually was better.
Oh, shut up.
Genuinely, there's a video on Instagram I can show you. So I would say I say completely underrated.
Yeah,
underrated.
I think if you asked me this 15 years ago, I don't know the right answer, because I think all barbells. Yeah, all barbells are the same. But now that I've actually invested in some good barbells, I know the difference.
It's like night and day.
Yeah, it is night and day, especially when you're doing your sort of main big power lifts, so like your squat, your deadlift, your bench press. Every other exercise, any barbell for me is fine.
Yeah, like isolation stuff or things like that, or like.
But there is some specific barbells that are really helpful to deadlift with.
What's your favorite bar?
It's got to be the Ohio.
You like but it's a power bar, isn't it? So it's a power bar. Power bars are pretty good. We've got Austin power bars. They're all Texan, usually, like Texan names, Texan power bars. Like
good knurling, really good grip for deadlifting.
Yeah,
I like the thickness of of that bar as well.
Usually like 28 to 29 millimeters. Oh God, I'm sounding so nerdy right now.
Yeah, so it's good in my hand for bench
28
press.
to 29 millimeters.
Yeah, no, it does make a difference. Yeah, it sounds a bit
bars
nerdy.
Are so thick, like 33 mil, and that's like it's just mental. If guys, I'm sounding like a nerd right now, but if I got a 33 mil bar and a 28 mil bar, you'd go, oh yeah, it's a lot thinner. You know what I mean? You'd notice a difference. But then
also, if they're
really good, they say on the end, don't they? They'll tell you what they are.
Yeah, we've got ladies bars as well.
You got Bella Bar, don't you?
Yeah. And I think they're really good.
We've got one as well, but it's an Olympic one, so like for Olympic weightlifting.
So like the ladies bars will be slightly thinner, right?
They're usually like, our one is 25 mil. Our women's bars are 25 millimeters.
That's quite big.
And 6.5 foot. 25 mil. It's tiny. 3 millimeters makes a hell of a difference.
Okay. I don't know what our one is, but I just
it must be about that, 25, 24 millimeter.
No,
your high will be about 28.5 millimeter, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I thought it was less, but to be fair, it's a noticeable difference, and it does really help, and it helps with performance, and grip's always an issue, so it's good to have a slightly thinner bar for certain people.
100%, yeah. Bodyweight exercises.
Underrated. Yeah.
Dips, pull-ups, press-ups, even inverted rows, great exercises. All of them are great. No one does them. You rarely see an inverted row these days.
Well, they're underrated because you don't need equipment for most of them, or you need one or two things like a bar to pull up. Press ups, I love a press up. Great exercise.
Again, hard to make weighted, etc., but very good exercise.
Yeah, but look, think of the COVID time. How much bodyweight exercise did we do then? A lot.
To be fair, I got lent my boss gave me his barbell. Lovely guy. What a guy.
What a guy. But for the
rusty one. For Joe Pop,
you know what I mean?
We did a lot, so like press up things that were really good.
And if you can't get to the gym, you can use your body weight and create a pretty good workout at home.
You can have a great workout, to be fair.
Yeah, and I also think there is some merit in, mastering some body weight movements prior to actually adding resistance as well.
You know 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
If you can smash out good technique press ups, your bench press will be rocking. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, I think press-ups are a really good exercise to progress to kind of get good at everything, any pressing movement.
What is your favourite bodyweight exercise, Matthew?
Oh, God, that's a hard... Pull-ups. Easy. Actually, to be fair, easy pull-ups.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I would say pull-ups as well, but I do like a press-up.
I do pull-ups twice a week, every week. Love them.
What's your favourite core exercise?
Cable crunch.
Cable crunch.
I like cable crunches.
Very good.
Or a hanging knee raise.
I do like a hanging knee raise. I do like a hanging knee raise, or anything anti-rotational. I always think that's a good variation.
Like a Palloff press.
Yeah, or even just like a body weight movement, shoulder tap, something like that.
Straight arm plank with a shoulder tap is nice. Yeah,
good exercise.
Good exercise.
Right.
What's it? Water. Is water overrated or underrated? You know what we're going to say. We're going to say underrated.
Oh, yeah. If we say water's overrated, I don't think we'll be allowed to do any more episodes.
To remind you all to go drink some more, because it's good for you. That's what
underrated.
Put down.
Next one.
Put down the fizzy juice. Drink more water.
Yeah. Go and get yourself a glass of water now.
Get yourself
like we do.
A flavourless juice, as I called it earlier, didn't I, Barry? Mm-hmm. A flavourless juice. Pre-workout caffeine. It's not just pre-workout. I'm not talking about pre-workout itself.
Are you talking about caffeine? Any
caffeine prior to a workout to hopefully stimulate you to get yourself awake and then improve your workout. Do you think it's underrated or overrated? It's a hard one. People go crazy with it these days. I spoke to a young lad who's made his own pre-workout brand, and his one scoop of his pre-workout is 400 milligrams of caffeine. I was like,
Jesus,
what? Like, that's way too high in my opinion. That would give me anxiety. I'd be in the corner crying. 400 milligrams. Barry, you wouldn't sleep for a week.
It's a difficult one. I'm going to say underrated because I know that how it can positively affect my workout. Mentally and physically.
It's even for me. It's even the placebo of when I have that, I know it's time to train. You know what I mean? Like I have it. I'm going like, okay, well, in 30 minutes I'm training.
Yeah,
that's it.
It does help. But if you become reliant on it, I have seen some examples of people that come reliant on it and increase the dosage, and then negative effects start to creep into their life, if so to speak,
I feel like
and
I'm
how they
getting
feel.
a pep talk right now. And I need to reduce my caffeine intake.
Not at all. No, but
I'm learning from this podcast. I'm not even listening to it. I'm part of it. I'm going, oh, Barry, good point. I'm taking a lot of caffeine.
To be fair, we need a fair bit of caffeine before we do these episodes, do we?
Usually, actually, right now, guys, we are caffeine free.
I know. So if we're a bit slow, I apologise.
Nah, we're even better. We're smashing it.
Yeah.
Last one, Barry.
Last one.
What we got?
The Starting Monday podcast.
Overrated. Or podcasts in general, overrated.
I think podcasts are underrated because they're you can listen to them when you're doing anything. You know, you're walking.
Overrated because they're boring. They're not engaging. Gotta fall asleep when I listen to them.
Well, why you listen to them then?
I'm just being the devil's advocate here, Barry. I'm trying to wind you up a little bit.
Nah,
underrated. Come on, it's world class. It's the best.
Absolutely,
it's great stuff.
Well, you can tell us, guys. Is it overrated? Is it underrated? Or you can't say rated.
Engaging content. You can't say rated.
Yeah.
If we get a lot of overrates, it's going to be pretty upsetting. It's going to destroy our ego.
No, be chuffed. People are listening.
Yeah, and we'll get some engagement. And we're going to keep going anyway. Who cares?
I know.
So we're going to finish up the episode, and I'm going to ask Barry a question. So 2 exercises, Barry. I mean, 2 exercises. You wake up tomorrow, and you can only do these for the rest of your life. Like, genuinely. Tomorrow, you wake up, and 2 exercises.
2 exercises.
Nothing else.
Can I get 3?
No. You're going to get 2. 3's too easy. 3, I know what you're going to do. So 2.
2 exercises, okay.
Rest of your life.
Squats, barbell back squat.
Yeah, you got to be specific. Barbell back squat.
Barbell back squat, just purely through enjoyment, and I know it's a very good exercise.
That means you can't change the tempo. You can't change what you're doing.
What do you mean I can't change the tempo?
You can't do a pause squat. You can't do a 2 pause back squat. You can only squat.
Okay.
Same tempo.
Can I choose my weights?
Yeah, you can choose
and my rep ranges and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll allow the rep ranges and the weights.
Okay. Well, definitely a barbell back squat and a pull-up.
A pull-up. What variation of pull-up?
Any.
No, you've
got to choose one.
You got to pick one.
Okay. An overhand pull-up. White arm pull-up.
That's what he's gone for. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. To be fair, my 2 exercises are the exact same. How boring. Yeah, I would go for an overhand grip pull-up and a barbell back squat. Yeah. And I could, if I woke up tomorrow and that's all I could do, I wouldn't be that disappointed.
And is that because you like these exercises, you enjoy doing them, or is it because you know these are really good bang for buck exercises?
They're really good.
Yeah.
Like pull up, your forearms engaged, biceps, everything's working. Like your whole back's working, lats, rhomboids, rear delts, traps. You know, everything's moving. Mm-hmm. It's also requires some sort of bracing. You know what I mean? It's a good exercise. A barbell back squat, quads, hamstrings, glutes are all working, so your lower body's working.
We've covered all bases there, haven't we?
Obviously, you're not doing any pushing exercises, neglecting that. But I feel like you could get still a pretty good physique from just doing pull-ups and squats.
I think you could.
Yeah.
I think you could get a great.
It would be like the training would be pretty boring.
Were you one of
these? 10 sets of squats again. Here we go.
Do you remember when you could do your first pull-up?
No. I actually don't know. Do you? I remember going into the gym and doing a pull-up.
I do actually remember because I was a gym instructor before I could do a pull-up. So I was working as a gym instructor when I first started in Bannatynes, and I'd never really done them. I'd never really tried to do that many of them, and I was like, oh my god, people are doing pull-ups in here. I work in here. Can I do a pull-up? But there was another guy that worked in the gym as well, and he couldn't do them either. And the two of us just like egged each other on and motivated each other, and we would just walk past the cable machine and jump up.
That's crazy.
I'd do the odd pull-up or try and do a pull-up, and then eventually I could do them pretty quickly, I think, as well. Because
I just remember going to the gym and doing a pull-up. To be fair though, I was skinny. Like I was so light. I was like 9.5 stone.
Does help if you're not
tiny.
heavy.
Yeah. I was skin and bone.
You should have been doing heaps of pull-ups.
I used to be really good at them. And now I'm 105 kilograms. It's hard work. It's hard work.
It's hard work for the machine.
I could for the machine.
For the bar.
It's creaking.
Yeah.
To be fair, actually, one day I was doing pull-ups in here on your thing that's like put into the wall.
Yeah.
And you did come past me and said, will that hold you? Fair point. I'm 105 kilograms.
I never said. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. But we have a lot of banter, Barry. I say a lot of horrible things to you. So
I probably meant it, to be fair.
You probably did.
I was probably through the back looking at the manual just to double check.
Yeah, looking up. How much can these bolts hold? Oh, God, that's not looking good.
Cool, mate. So, what do you think? Overrated, underrated? We've went through quite a few things.
There's a big list there. You guys can chip in as well.
That's a decent
Our next
list.
Instagram post, pop something in. If you disagree with us, let us know.
Yeah, I don't think they'll disagree with any of that, do you think?
Oh, you never know.
You never know.
Never know.
Guys, thanks so much for listening in again. Pleasure, yeah. It's been a 40-minute episode, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much.
And you're still awake. Fantastic.
We will see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to the Starting Monday podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow us and share with your friends. Have a great day and see you at the next episode.